markets. I've just done my fish shopping, and behind us in the bins of the fishmongers, we've seen some materials that would be perfect for building a worm farm. So we're going to go searching just behind us there, trying to find 3 or 4 units to help us construct our farm. The thing about the byproduct, or the waste and stuff, or the fish juice, I mean, a lot of the fertilisers we use, natural fertilisers, the seaweed extract or fish extract. So if anything, all the stinky fish juice will only help the process, but it will be a little bit stinky getting these home. We've cleaned up all of the boxes, we've kind of flushed out that fishy smell. They're still a little bit fishy, but that's probably as smelly as they're going to get through their life cycle. We've got 4 units. I'm just going to show you how we're going to stack them up, you know, how they're going to be arranged. The first box we're going to turn upside down, and that's really just going to provide elevation to collect our worm wee. So the second box on top of that will just have a drainage hole to one end to allow the worm wee to flow into the receptacle. Now, worm wee is not the worm's wing, it's just a byproduct of liquid going through the food scraps, and that's great to use in the garden. Make sure to dilute it into a watering can, 1 part worm wee to 10 parts water. On top of the second box goes the worms, and that box will be pierced with a number of holes to allow the worms to kind of feed, and also to kind of drain the fluid into the second box below. And now we're going to create the bedding for the worms. The first step is to lay newspaper on the base and wet it in thoroughly. Then on top of the newspaper is about 10 to 15 centimetres of compost or peat, just let the worms have something to nestle into. Once that's set up, put the worms in, let them settle in for 2 to 3 days, and then start feeding them the scraps. So now we've got our worms to put in. These are either red worms or tiger worms. Now we've taken this from another worm farm that we have. Alternatively, look in your local nurseries, or you can even order online. We've been collecting our scraps, and we're going to be adding to this top layer. Obviously the finer the scraps are going to be, the easier it's going to be for the worms to digest it. So we're going to throw them straight on top of that newspaper that we've wetted in, and then they'll eat through that newspaper and start digesting the scraps. Once your worms are really fed through that 3rd layer and turn most of the scraps into castings, they'll get hungry again looking for food, and at this point you then put the 4th layer on top and start doing the same processes in the 3rd box by creating the bedding material, once again compost or peat, giving them a nice cozy environment, and then giving a bit of food as well, so that the worms will come through the holes in the boxes, find the food and allow them to start feeding.